Welcome to Wild Kingdom Wellness. I hope you're doing well. Today is Sunday, actually. It's November the 23rd, and in my world, it's Eastern Standard Time, so it is 6:25, 6:26. That clock says 6:25. Anyway, it's almost 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I am in Kentucky. If anybody jumps on here and you are from Kentucky, say hello. But we are live today, and I want to share with you all some good news. I'm going to get on here this morning, y'all, and just preach the good news of health and wellness. So, if you are on here, the chat is open. However, I may not see your message, so please forgive me. I am a novice at best when it comes to YouTube live videos. I also know I want to share this with my viewers on Facebook. So hang tight, please. Let me see if I can do that. Share with, and then back to YouTube. I think I did that successfully. So anyway, so how are you all today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about what's going on in my world because I just completed my Trinity School of Natural Health certifications, so certificates for uh, health, holistic health, fitness, holistic fitness, and aromatherapist, Pist, pist. So anyway, and that's a big deal. So I have worked very hard the last 8 weeks of my life. For those of you all that don't know me, I am by trade a professional life licensed massage therapist. So yes, and so no jokes here, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is YouTube, and people can get a little crunchy sometimes on YouTube, but I have been a licensed massage therapist now for a decade. Okay, we'll just call it a decade. So woohoo, I made it, right? But I have also been, or am, I should say am, not been, I am a spiritual life coach, and I'm a life coach, lifestyle coach, right? So with my body, with my, health and the things that I have going on behind the scenes with my health care, my wellness journey, you know, I really wanted to dive into to some certifications that would help me grow my wellness practice, not just my massage therapy practice, because after you've been, and I'll see if anybody's watching, after you have been a massage therapist for a decade, I don't think people quite understand how much that breaks down the massage therapist's body. Okay, so we as massage therapists, looks like somebody's watching, say good morning. Listen, I don't have my glasses on, so I will try to catch some of your comments on this live video. But good morning, welcome to my wellness channel. So I hope you enjoy this testimony, but I'm giving a little bit of an excerpt about why I, as a massage therapist, licensed, massage therapist, very much a medical modality. So we won't even talk about that today because that is going to be something I will talk to you all about at a later date. When it comes to the massage therapy industry as a whole and some of the stigmas that have got stuck in society as far as what people think massage is really about. So that's another topic. That's another day. Make sure you click like and subscribe. Okay. So, anyway, what I was saying was that as a massage therapist for the last 10 years of my life, I've done primarily deep tissue massage. Okay. So, if you come to my table and you're a client of mine, you got stress, you got pain, you got anxiety, like all the things, right? The whole total body. Whew, I need a break. Somebody give me a massage or a hug, squeeze me because like my body is on fire. I am inflamed, aka enter people that suffer from autoimmune disorders, which again, click like. subscribe because you're going to want to follow along, and really listen to the information that I have for you all. So, someone says, "Hi, Angel." Well, thank you very much. Dark goddess, maybe, but angel, I don't know. No, I enjoy angelic realms, by the way, just FYI. So, I'm a spiritual life coach. Vimy, am I saying that right? Vimy, probably. So, anyway, but yeah, like it's like people don't understand how difficult it is to actually be a massage therapist and work on your pain body. Okay, so client comes to me, they're suffering from, nerve pain, carpal tunnel syndrome, hip pain, psoas pain, chest, muscle pain, protraction. You see people walking around now, they're like this, y'all. Come on. Can I get an amen here, right? Can I get an amen? People are walking around like with their shoulders in their ears. They got no neck, But why? Why are we doing that as a society? Well, one, is because we be looking down at our phones all the time. Do you see what this is doing? When I am crunching up my trapezius muscles, my neck muscles, I am hiding from the world, and I'm like this. Y'all, oh, and here's where this gets my goat, and why I have decided to share my wellness journey with you all of it. Okay, all the ugly, all the good, all the ugly, everything that I feel that I've gone through in the last, say, 10, 20 years as a human being, because I'm real. Whether you're a bot or not, Angel, you're in India. Okay, that's funny because I just had a conversation with, okay, now you distracted me. So thank you for watching. I just had a conversation with someone 3 days ago that said they were from India. Okay, this is true story. Hand of Jesus, okay? I'm in Kentucky. So, I'm in the Bible Belt of America. So, if that helps you any. But I had this conversation with somebody a couple days ago, and that person told me they were from India and they integrated here into America. And the first thing I thought was, I would really love to experience India and meditate. Like seriously, like that happened. So hello, not that I'm coming to India because right now travel is not a good idea for any of us. No one leave their own home, okay? But that's my thing. It's like I want to learn how we as human beings can integrate mind, body, and spirit into one personal development alignment. Like, can you just for 1 minute focus in on your thoughts, your emotions? Would you mind me asking for your pronouns? She's fine. I'm a girl anyway, but yeah, so she, Sheila. That's Australian, by the way. But anyway, yes, I identify as a woman, big time. Like probably bigger time than people really want me to be. So anyway, whoa man, right? Equal parts to the male. Another conversation, another day. But y'all, I really want to understand what, and again, what it means to integrate into mind, body, and spirit, right? As a person. Because if you're in India and I am in America, would it not be true to say we have two completely perceptions of what reality looks like? Correct? Right? I'm doing my YouTube video in a studio closet. So I'm in a closet, but it doesn't mean that the person watching this YouTube video isn't in another country, because this is, again, y'all, YouTube. This is not Facebook. This is not Instagram. This is YouTube. And this audience can reach a lot of people. Like, y'all, click subscribe because I will be on here more and more frequently in the mornings on my bicycle, learning how to take care of my body while I talk to you all about what I see going on in the world around me as a spiritual human being, okay? Because I truly believe, I don't care what party you're from, you can be from the blue party, the red party, I am so done with political lies. It seeps into my soul, y'all, to sit here on YouTube and watch the vilification of humanity through government. Ah! Can I say that again? Please, I'm not mad. Okay? Unexpected adult problem. Huh. I don't know what that means, but yes. How about unexpected human issue? Like, y'all, if you really stop to think about what social media has done to our brains in the last 20 years, some of you techies, you millennial generation, I'm an Xer. Like I am Southside rock and roll in and out, okay? So I'm a Gen X, okay? I grew up with hair bands, boys wearing makeup, okay? Like it was hot, you know. So I as a teenage girl always went for the bad boy. Okay, again, another story, another topic, but I have learned, y'all, through the course of my life, through health and wellness and mind, body, spirit integration. If you can take yourself up one notch as a human being on this planet spinning around, because listen, if Elon Musk catches this video, I have a whole lot of questions for him, especially about how he thinks. Because apparently he's a trillionaire. Okay. So, Elon, if you ever catch this video, please slide into my DMs, figure out a way to reach out to me because I'm going to get louder and louder and louder about what it means to integrate mind, body, and spiritual health on a quantum physics level. Pooh! Like I am going to help you all understand, subscribe, how to integrate your energy. Back to my friend here who is from India. Okay. Chakras. Can you allow yourself to fall into your light body? You hear me? Subscribe. I want you, if you are watching this YouTube video on any level, I don't care if you're my mama, because she will, okay? My mama is still with us. God love her, you know. But y'all, I just finished my certifications in holistic health, wellness, fitness, aromatherapy. I have worked on tens of thousands of human bodies as a massage therapist. No, it is not unethical to be a clinical licensed massage therapist. That is who I am, and I'm not mad about it. Okay, because what that did, y'all. Oh, please. I do drink coffee, by the way. Trying to back off on it because it's super expensive and it's super addictive. Addictive. So, but I have not let go of all my vices yet as a health coach. So, hold please. Would you mind asking? Oh, for your pronouns. We already answered that question. So anyway, I'm a she. So, whew, she devil. Hold on. I have my Scorpio cup, by the way. It's hard to see it. I'm also an astrologer, which is fun. You can't really see it. This is my Scorpio mug, and it says intuitive, passionate, and wise. So, yes, we are. But y'all, back to what I was saying. Subscribe because I'm going to continue to produce good quality, genuine, authentic videos about wellness and mind, body, spirit integration. And my dying wish, okay, as a Scorpio, my eighth house, double ass Scorpio dying wish is that someday somebody's going to find this video and go, yep, I think she knew what she was talking about when it comes to pain, stress, PTSD, autoimmune disorders. Oh, hear me, humans. Listen to me. There is so much that we don't know that we know that we are uncovering about the quantum, spiritual, atomic fields of our body. Okay, so from a cellular level down to your little matrix. Whether or not, you drink coffee and you cause certain neurological, reactions to your brain, you get a little wild, which is me. I get a little wild when it comes to wellness. That's why I call this channel Wild Kingdom Wellness. Okay, so the book will come out eventually. So anyway, I got so many stories I could tell you all about my personal journey as a massage therapist and what I have had to do to heal my shit. Can I get an amen here, okay? Because not only am I a licensed massage therapist in 2 states, mind you, okay, two, you know, I am a certified yoga teacher. I got the Upanishads, the Dharmapada, the Bhagavad Gita right here if you want to read them. you know, I took the Patanjali path, I think I said that right, to learn yoga. Well, what is yoga good for you, honey? Please. And if my Indian friend is still on here, I did certify in the 200-hour yoga teacher training here, one of them here in America. What I loved about my training as a yoga teacher is that they also taught me the philosophy, yes, philosophy behind yoga and what it does to help calm the mind. Okay, because yoga just means union. So let me repeat that to y'all. Look up the definition of yoga, and I bet you within the first two or three responses, you're going to see yoga means union, union, unity, uni and me. That is unity. Uni and meanie is unity. Okay. And so as I became a yoga teacher, on top of being a massage therapist, getting people out of stress, pain, and anxiety, helping them to walk again, even if it's just temporarily, right? But y'all, there is so much stuck energy in our connective tissue, which is real. Okay. Your connective tissue is made up of primarily collagen. Okay. So again, health coach. Are we going to talk about supplements? We are right now. And this is not a paid infomercial, but do y'all know? And I will tag him because I am a cult follower of Dr. Berg. Okay. So that's on YouTube. These are electrolytes. Okay. Dr. Berg, who has his own YouTube channel here. If you do not know who he is, let me show you. I did come a little bit prepared, y'all. So, Dr. Berg has 14.2 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Okay, so here's where we get to put some pieces together, y'all. Anyway, Dr. Eric Berg. If you go to this channel, just subscribe, okay? Because I'm telling you what, he has been so helpful to me as a human being to understand why I would need to put electrolytes in my water. So this is electrolyte drink mix, okay? Now, Amazon, totally fine. I did not drive to his house. I didn't drive to Dr. Berg's house and make sure he was a real human, and go, oh, well, let me test his supplements. I have been researching Dr. Berg's messages as a chiropractor for a long, long time. And one thing I want you all to understand with my holistic fitness coach program, it was taught by a chiropractor. Now, some people say, well, chiropractors aren't real doctors. Well, I kind of think doctors aren't real doctors. No offense. This is generalized citizen PSA. Okay. But if you really look at how we are working our medical system in Western society, um, I also have a history in healthcare actuarialization. Let's just call it that. I used to crunch numbers for people when it came to their healthcare costs. And I left that industry during the what they call Obamacare administration implementation program. So anyway, 2013. I left the healthcare industry in 2013. Why? That's what we're going to talk about on this channel, y'all, because one of the reasons why was Big Pharma couldn't keep their weenie in their pants without getting hard. This is not for children. And making billions and trillions of dollars by getting you addicted to things like opiates. I don't know. Sackler family. Hello. Y'all, I had access to data. And I'll tell you what I saw as an intuitive Scorpio in 2013 and 2014. This socialized model, we'll call it that, okay? Without being hateful. I'm not hateful on these videos, y'all. I'm just telling you what I see, okay? So I'm not here to change you. I am just here to question what you believe and why. That's all. So anyway, hold please. So 2013, 2014, I'm in a white collar job, okay? So I'm in a white man's world. I'm joking, but I'm not. Y'all, I am in a white collar job, okay? And I have access to all of this data, large group health data from very large insurance carriers in our nation. And I had to put the pieces together of why these company program healthcare plans were having 10 and 12% premium, which is the money you pay, right? Increases on their plans year after year. And pharmaceutical costs in our healthcare plan were creeping up and creeping up and creeping up where you're like, oh, I take a Tylenol? Oh no, take this hydrocodone. Let me get addicted to this hydrocodone. you know, take this Xanax. Your work life's a little stressful. You want an antidepressant? Again, I'm not against it. I'm not against medicine. That is not what this is. I'm not a doctor either. I'm a health coach, okay? So remember that. But as a health coach now, I was looking at these numbers, y'all, and I'm like, why is our healthcare system so expensive? But here's the thing. Okay, so for one time in my life, I get to not blame the government for something. Okay, subscribe. I'm going to not blame the government for what I'm about to tell you. Okay, so all the politicians pretty much are off the hook at this point. So you can go, nanny told ya. Okay, while you be smoking on your cigar from Cuba. Okay, so, but here's what was happening, y'all. Whistleblower. I can't reach my whistle. It's on the other side of the room. But y'all, I had access to all this data. But the thing is, as a healthcare agent, okay, so we talk about people that are agents of companies. Like, I don't know what's going on around us right now. Are you an agent or an asset? I was an agent. Okay. So I'm an agent for this healthcare industry back in from 2000 to 2014. So I have 14 years of education in small group healthcare, large group healthcare, self-funded reinsurance, all the fun stuff, customer service, HR compliance. No, no, no. Do you have a Section 125 plan? And do you even know what that means? Okay, if not, reach out. I will coach you to getting your business in compliance with the government because they are watching us. Now, back to not blaming them for something for once. Here's what I saw happening as an agent in the healthcare industry. Employers, your job, if you work for someone under the Department of Labor rules, W-2'd, verifiable employee. Okay, so I also worked at a staffing agency for a short period of time. If you do not have an I-9 and some type of valid United States work visa or, identification. That's all I'm going to say. If you don't have a legal, form of identification as an employer who needs people to work for them, okay, so here I'm going to go devil's advocate on both sides. So subscribe, okay? As an employer, like, you might come to me, you want to feed your family, I want to give you a job, work is hard to find, I'm going to treat you well, okay? But it's work. So if I hire you as an employer by the laws of the Department of Labor, okay, so many people need to watch this to understand the layers of like regulation. Come on, can I get an amen? So if you are not, as the employer, keeping your records right, they will shut you down. okay? And small businesses don't have a shit show of a chance to fight when you have not kept your record straight as an employer who pays wages to other employees, takes out taxes out of their paycheck. Ooh, we're going down a big rabbit hole, y'all. Subscribe. Woo! Dive in. Dive right on in, okay? Because I'm going to talk about stuff. And I hope I don't get deplatformed in the beginning. So, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was God. So, anyway, that's another topic on scripture we're going to talk about later. So, subscribe. But think about it. So, you're the employer over here, and y'all never know where these videos are going to go. So, they are channeled by the Holy Spirit, and that's all I can say about that. Plus a little coffee. So, but y'all, there's so much money coming out of people's paychecks. I'm going to switch to water in a minute, okay? So, but y'all. So, employer has to employ these employees and pay the appropriate level of taxes out of their paycheck so that the employer doesn't get shut down. Is that pretty simple? Did that make sense to y'all? I'm going to repeat it one more time because I'm going to say it back to myself because I get really excited about these videos and how smart I really am. Plus a lot of knowledge, like you can benefit from it, but it'll also get you in trouble. So be careful with what you find out when you start uncovering rocks, okay? Because again, we living in a matrix, y'all. This is a matrix of energy. And these cell phones and these videos and these YouTube channels, these platforms where you got chiropractors that got 14.2 million subscribers, and then you got one little old woman who says, I'm a she, that says, I don't know, y'all, but it's a messed up system. And we, the people, rest his soul, y'all. God loved Prince. Rest his loving soul. Y'all, we, the people, I saw some purple on there. Sorry. We got to speak up, okay? But getting angry at the government and yelling and not paying attention to the labels on the back of your food and how much money that like Kraft, and Procter Gamble, oh, look at the corporation profit lists. Look at your corporations. Go to Google, okay? Google, I love you, but listen, you can't have all the secrets, okay? Y'all, I want you to go to your search engine bar. I want you to go to Google and type in AM as in Mary. So Adam Mary, AM's best. So AM's best, BEST, reviews 2024. Okay, so the report comes out like a year out after. And I want you to Google and look at healthcare corporations and insurance companies and the margins of profits that they have had in the last 12 months. Now, I've been looking at this report since the pandemic. Sorry, not sorry. And I have noticed that, again, back to my whistleblowing. I love you, but I'm sorry. Not sorry. You know, you can't unknow what you know, people. Just don't, okay? Don't pretend like you don't see what's happening around you. Please, I'm begging you. But like corporations, they're fine. Their overhead, their profits, their million ability. It's like, and the people are grinding, making 21, $22 an hour, which sounds great in theory, but when you go to buy a pound and a half of coffee and it's $22.99 and a loaf of bread is $7 for something that is not glue, dough, Eddie Murphy, y'all, please. It's a Wonder Bread. I'm telling you, that Wonder Bread is nasty. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Do not eat the Wonder Bread. Please do not eat it. And y'all, I'm a comedian. So if you don't like my attitude, step off because I live in America where we still do have free speech for now. So I'm just channeling, okay? But I love you all. I want you to understand like everything you think, everything you see, touch, taste, smell, y'all, it has a vibration. Okay, now we're gonna talk about other stuff. So, yeah, I got time. I'm on my bike exercising. I show accountability for my work, by the way, as a health coach. So And I just graduated yesterday. So I'm a health coach. Ha ha. Like, if you knew me personally, you'd be like, oh, how much information do you have access to? I was like, a little bit. So, anyway, plus I read. Y'all, there is nothing wrong with collecting books. Listen, if you really want to know how to put the pieces together of an industry, see what people are saying when they write their book. Okay, because their book is, first of all, it's another stream of income, which is huge. I plan, the Lord willing. Again, I'm from Kentucky in the Bible Belt. So, again, y'all get to know me a little later about my spiritual belief systems, okay? But, y'all, understanding how the mind and body connects, the elements, the forces of nature, the universe, none of that is evil, okay? None of that is against somebody else's religion. So back to, oh, well, let me go back to something. I do have ADD, by the way, y'all. But listen, so don't be mad at the government on one thing that's not your employer's fault. That, they're taking, if you want to be mad, look at how much money they're taking out of our checks. Like, that's the part of it we need to get mad about, not the fact that your employer is taking the money out of your check. So that's where I was going with that story, y'all. Because there's so much in my brain right now. Like, I'm just dumping, you know. So I'm not trauma dumping on you. I'm just telling you what I learned in the last 8 weeks. So, but y'all, it's like, if the employer has to take that money out of your paycheck, send it to the government. You don't have enough money to buy bread. Like, what's the problem here? And then you go to AM Best and you see, like, these corporations who are running our healthcare systems, and our food systems. No wonder we need somebody like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to go in there and hold them accountable. Again, I'm not mad at Elon Musk, okay? In fact, I want to talk to him, so please send him this video if you catch it at all. There's too many feeds for me to try to have Elon call me back. But I want Elon to call me back because I have questions. you know, our systems are broken and we know this. And y'all, it breaks my heart. Here's the thing about social media, okay? Let me cycle that around. I get on Facebook like everybody else. I get on YouTube. Those are my two go-tos. I get on Instagram a little bit. I'll do a TikTok when I want to feel funny, right? Or when I want to showcase some really good photos. I'm like, yeah. And I want to put a song to it. Like, that's the gist of TikTok, y'all. And all these, like, put the song to the picture. But what are you doing? You're creating a false illusion, or maybe not. Let me rephrase that. I'm gonna redact that statement. You're not creating a false illusion. You are putting your image in a timestamp. That's what's happening. So when you take a selfie, you take a picture, just know in the quantum, you are putting yourself in a timestamp. Okay, you're just timestamping that image, that moment. 20 days later, somebody else comes along, they view that moment, and then they see you in the light of that moment, which doesn't exist anymore because it's in the past, right? Quantum, you know. So what happens in our brain when when we are in pain, stressed out, anxiety, fighting, watching the government just is this a bull market? They just bulldozing over humans, and the humans got no say so in it because I got some beef with the city in where I live right now about my massage therapy license. I'm not going to talk about that today. Subscribe. But here's the thing, y'all. If we the people don't speak up and go, hey, that's not okay, like the things we see going on around us, it's not okay. But we can't topple the government because they hold too much over our head, like your healthcare premiums, and all of that stuff. They're like, do you want to be socialized or not? Well, as a person and a citizen, especially in America, where we barely have free speech left, it's close, y'all. Barely. Hear me, hear me, hear me, hear me. I mean, but y'all, we about to get ganked if you're not careful, and if we don't stand up for our rights to say, wait a minute. Stop telling me what to believe as a human. Stop telling me who to marry. Stop telling me as a woman I can't cut my hair. Stop telling me that one genealogy is better than another, and that's code, for things that I'm not going to talk about yet. But I also know as a citizen, this is citizens council here at this point, y'all. We got to take our body back first. Spiritual autonomy is the most important thing in your life, in my opinion, whatsoever. I will die going down saying that, y'all. Again, Scorpio, eighth house energy. I understand. We don't, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to, nobody wants to die. But then some of us are like, I'm tired, I'm done, get me out of here. But what have we done with death? We have also demonized death. Subscribe. Another day, another topic, y'all. But if we as human beings are afraid, we walk around all day long, we're scared what somebody's going to say about us. We're scared we didn't dress right. We're scared we voted for the wrong leader. We're scared to open up our email, maybe because you got 1,500 and you don't know where to start, right? We're scared to talk about the healthcare system. We're scared to hold corporations accountable for charging you $9 or more, and I'm speculating, for a Tylenol. I want itemized statements from my surgeries. I want them. Because y'all, I know, like we get ganked. But also people roll over, they're like, I quit. I got no more energy to play. And then they start to self mutilate themselves because what happens? Humans who are depressed or sad, like we, and I say we as a wee, okay, I'm in this wee, y'all, will fall to things like alcoholism. You know, is one beer a day bad? I don't know. Ask my liver. What does my liver say? Do I get on the bike the next day? Do I work my heart, my lungs, cardio? Can I push the shit through my body? Literally, SHIT. Can I push that through my body so that I'm not holding it in my waistline, which right now is very inflamed? You know, and as a health coach, I gotta practice what I preach, y'all. That's why I'm on here. But I'm also a spiritual life coach, and I'm also just a human being walking around looking at people going, man, does that hurt? And sometimes, y'all, it's not even about that human being. Maybe they're wearing a foot brace. And I'm like, ooh, that ankle, what'd you do? I rolled it. Okay. Ow. Is it healing? Yes. Good. Continue on doing what you're doing, right? Uh-huh. Dr. Berg, electrolyte powder. Subscribe. But as an empath, as a body worker, as a spiritual person, I never ever want to see people in pain. It breaks my heart. And then I recall scriptures that Jesus said, you're going to have the sick and the poor, the poor among thee. Thee. Jesus is like, yep, they're going to be on you, standing on your corner, asking for money. And here we are. So, make sure you subscribe. I think I'm done. But y'all, I really want y'all to understand the power of intention and goals, setting goals for yourself. Stop telling yourself you can't do something. Like, unless there's a medical reason why you cannot do something, I want to challenge you and say you can, okay? You can make that goal to stop whatever habit is harming you, okay? And I'm very cautious of even using the terms like good or bad. It's yin and yang, it's light and dark, and your body is made up of just the most beautiful effervescence of light through the chakras that you could ever imagine. You know, life force. Oh, I'm also a Reiki master, by the way. But y'all, life force, FORCE, life force is coursing through your body. The vehicle is your breath, your spinal column, okay? But within that program, within your spiritual awakening self, within your mental person that talks to you in your head all day long, okay? Because unless you are in meditation 24/7, most likely you got some chatter going on up in your mind. And people don't know what you're thinking. Okay, even the best of the best mediums and mind readers and, remote viewers, right? Timeline jumpers, right? Even the best quantum physicians cannot completely 100% understand like what's going on outside of our waking realm. Okay, I'm also a dream coach, certified. Subscribe. And understanding how the brain works, the rhythms, the cycles, your wake cycle, your sleep cycle, whether or not you're exercising, your heart rate, per volume. Like there's so much, you all, so much that you really can tap into to help live your best holy life holistically. And y'all, I am here now. I'm here. I'm graduated. I really want to help people understand, like, just be, first of all, be your happy little self, because if you don't have joy, nothing in your body is going to balance. Like I don't think that that is even possible. And even in the remote chance that someone is completely um they can't feel emotions at all, because there are people that they're like, I don't feel emotion at all, you know and you're like, oh really? But maybe that's not a bad thing, because when we're overstimulated and overstressed, as we are in our world, right? You're like, I don't think I can take another hit. I don't think I could take another divorce. I don't think I could take another heartbreak or child loss. Like, our emotional stability is super, super important. And it is my job as a health coach to help people identify what's going on, even in their emotional body. And no, I'm not a clinical therapist, because I don't want to be. I'm here to help the clinical therapists who are struggling with the caseloads as people tell them their traumas. I don't want to be a clinical therapist. I want to be a coach. And the reason I want to be a coach is because I want to help people understand that if you just set a few smart goals, just a few, take it piece by piece, holding yourself accountable, then I will help you hold yourself accountable. And so, is it expensive? It doesn't have to be. See, that's the thing, y'all. I haven't even got my price chart done, but I want to help people understand, like, if you get 30 minutes of valuable information from a health or a fitness coach, yet you go to the doctor, your general practitioner, and you pay $100 down on your deductible, and they don't even, like, they glaze over anything you said, and they're in there, they have a student in there most of the time, and then the physician comes in. Again, my experience, it's just my experience. Physician comes in and goes, yeah, they briefed me, and now you don't need that, bye. And I'm like, okay, you're the doctor, I'm paying you all this money, did you even hear what I said? Uh-uh. I'm pretty much done with the classic healthcare system. I'm going back to holistic for my own body. But if I have a health coach, or I have a body worker, or I have, someone to help me spiritually understand what's going on in the world around me, if I can get me somebody that's just all about the whole lifestyle, your whole person, you know, then it might be worth the $45 to ask questions for 30 minutes, and that person go, yep, yep, this, that, you try that. Let's set a goal. Let's set a goal or three goals. You want to work with me once, you want to work with me for a week, then you just pay as you go, right? I'm not trying, listen, I want to have a nice, healthy lifestyle. And if I become a millionaire, we'll deal with that later. Okay. So make sure you subscribe. So I love you guys. Remember, live the dream. I will always end my videos with live the dream, because that's what I do. But yeah, Wild Kingdom Wellness. If you want to do health coaching with me virtually, then I will drop the link to my coaching website below. There's a big purple book now button right on the top, and you can book a session with me. We will Zoom chat. You do have to prepay. So anyway, but see what it's about. See what I'm about, because I'm going to take notes about you on your life and in your life, and help you identify ways to where, first and foremost, that you feel whole again. Okay. That you feel important, because if you don't feel important, other people will run over top of you. There are such things as narcissists, and we the people well outnumber the globalized elites. We well outnumber them, you know, and I believe in past lives and karma and universal lifestyle. So I love you. Live the dream. All right, that's it. I'm going to hang up now. Remember, subscribe. We will talk about stuff. I will just channel for you. We'll talk about things. I'll get better at this. Share this video with someone that you know needs a good laugh. So if you know somebody that can't afford coaching right now for whatever reason, send them this video because it's free, right? I'm not getting monetized at all. I am not being monetized on this video. But yeah, send it to them. Let them listen to the whole hour and go, you need to hear this chick from Kentucky. So she's in the Bible Belt. Yeah, and she's very witchy, which is quite interesting. So anyway, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. I will return. We'll see you later. Okay, bye.